Welcome to our next video tutorial. In this tutorial we're going to cover the first grouping of tools on the toolbar known as the selection tools. If we go over to the left side of the screen, you'll see that the toolbar is broken into different sections. These lines separate the sections. The first group are known as the selection tools. The three selection tools I want us to focus on today are the selection tool, the direct selection tool, and the content collector tool. If you guys notice, if you mouse over the different tools and leave your mouse there, a little box will pop up telling you what the name of the tool is and the shortcut. In this case, the selection tool shortcut is the letter V or the escape key on the keyboard. What the selection tool does is it selects any object on the artboard. So if you put anything on the artboard, you actually want to move it around, you have to make sure you select it using the selection tool. So I'll click on it once. When I click on it with the selection tool, a blue bounding box appears around the object. When that happens, I know I can now move the object anywhere around the board. So I can move it down here over to the side. I can go up to one of the corners, and I am able to scale my object proportionally, either larger or smaller. With the sides, I can stretch it out. And with the top, I can stretch it out vertically as well. So that is the selection tool. If we go over to the direct selection tool, it's the white arrow. The shortcut for the direct selection tool is the letter or key A. Once I do that, you'll notice that the tool bar shows that I now have the direct selection tool selected. And when I go to the pasteboard, my object, which is a blue circle, does not have the bounding box anymore. If we zoom in, you can faintly see 4 anchor points, one on the top, one on the side, one on the bottom, and then one on the left. Right now they are filled in. We do not want that to happen because right now the entire object is selected. So what I want you to do is select once, so click once on the artboard. When you do that, you'll notice that the anchor points on the object, the circle, disappeared. Now select the circle one time, and you'll notice the anchor points appeared now. The anchor points are hollow, so what that means is I'm now able to select a specific anchor point. In this case, I'll select the anchor point on the right side. I can stretch it out, and doing that, it contorts the shape, only focusing on that direct anchor point. So I can stretch it out, I can move it back in. I can also move the different line segments. If you notice on the cursor, there's a line on the bottom right hand corner. That means I can move that line segment. When I mouse over an anchor point, the little mouse cursor to the right of it is a box or an anchor point, and so I can move the anchor point. So that would be, if you ever want to contort a shape, move individual aspects of an object, you can do that with the direct selection tool. If you want to move the entire object, you want to use the selection tool. Finally, we're going to go over to the content collector tool, which is B. If you guys notice, next to it on the bottom right hand corner there is a small black triangle. What that shows is there are more tools under the tool on the toolbar. So if I hold down my mouse over the content collector tool, you can see there's content collector and there's content placer tool. So under this tool on the toolbar there are 2 separate tools. Once I select content collector tool, you'll notice this new window pops up. When that happens, I'm now able to collect content. So it's very similar to copy and paste, only this time I can copy more than one object. So make sure I have content collector, that tool selected, which is B. I can now click once, and my object is now placed on this panel. Now what I'm able to do is, if I want to open a new tab, I can do that. The shortcut is Command N or Control N. I hit OK. Now I have a new document open. What I can do is go down to Content Placer tool, select that, and now I have a little thumbnail of the shape I created on my other document. To place it, I just click, and the object is now moved from one document to the next. This is really handy if you wanted to copy and paste numerous objects, and it's really nice because you can see the different the different order of it. Now to get out of this tool, you can select a different tool. So you can just go to the direct selection tool and it disappears.